Gabba for week 1 of September.
Well, it certainly turned out to be a thrilling race for the top 4. Richmond clicking into gear to win 9 straight after the bye and storm home to secure 3rd spot and that all-important double chance. Dion, you had gun players returning in the back half of the season, but the team's run of form seemed to be driven by more than that. What was it that really clicked after the bye?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to just put it on one thing, but I think we just believed in what was happening all year and what was about to happen. So we played some really good teams in that back end of that season. Even teams like Melbourne, their ladder position was low, but they were playing some really good footy against some really good teams. So I think that really probably clicked us into gear, and we had a lot of things to improve as well. I remember going into games and just feeling we would win, but it just didn't feel like we won like how Richmond should. So I guess that kind of gave us belief that we still had a lot of improvement left in us.
Bash, some wins are worth more than others, and particularly the high-stakes ones over Collingwood and West Coast and Brisbane. That West Coast one where you had to come from 5 down early. What do those wins mean to the group?
Yeah, I mean, it's always great beating those teams that are high on the ladder, and you know you want to play those sort of teams towards the back end of the year, just to really put you in good stead for finals football. And I think the way we played our last 4 or 5 weeks was quite quite special. Particularly the West Coast game coming from behind, I think 5 or 6 goals, I think it was, and the belief that we had coming after half time, and sticking to the process, and even when the game was very close towards the end, just believing in each other, and believing that if our effort and intent was there, that we'll get over the line. And obviously the round 23 game against Brisbane was one that was going to really put us in good stead for finals, and we played really well. And Dion mentioned before that we still felt like we hadn't played our best football, so it was very, very exciting leading into finals football.
And on a personal level, congratulations to you on your first All-Australian selection. What did it mean to you to be elevated into that elite company alongside some superstars of the game?
Yeah, you're right. You hit the nail on the head saying, by saying superstars, and I definitely don't classify myself as a superstar, but standing against guys like Fife and Dangerfield, Kelly, these guys are elite players of the competition. For me to be standing next to them was a complete honour, and extremely humbled by it, because it's something that you don't set yourself a goal. And I mean that wasn't definitely my goals, but just playing as many games, and more importantly putting a smile on your face every opportunity you get, and as a result to be rewarded with that sort of reward was I'm extremely humbled by it.
9 straight wins, unusual situation. You played Brisbane in the final round, then you're going to get them again in the finals 2 weeks later. What were the focuses? What did you learn from that round 23 win as you prepared for the finals?
What I can remember going into, I guess, the 3-week period was Brisbane played a little bit different to, I guess, the other teams now, and they played real skinny. So I guess we found it pretty difficult in round 23 just managing their ball movement, because a lot of teams want to obviously use the corridor and go around teams, but Brisbane were happy just to go along the boundary line. So I remember, the week off, and then the week leading into the game at the Gabba, we tweaked a couple of things just around our setup and the way that we defend them, and I'm pretty sure it worked up in the qualifying final. But that's probably the main thing that I remember that we kind of tweaked or talked about.
Well, the Gabba was rocking on the Saturday night of week 1 of the finals. More than 37,000 fans on hand to see whether the Lions could turn the tables or whether the Tigers would repeat the dose. Let's check out the highlights of the qualifying final.
Richmond headed to Brisbane for the second qualifying final. The Lions